Hey, people in social media land, Steven J Whiteley here, coming to you from the Sit Down Comedy Club. We're going to do an interview which will be boring because nothing ever happens to me. Regretfully, no. I was actually a musician first, and then I got a job in a comedy club, working behind the sound desk. And one thing led to another, and I went, "Hey, I could do that." And 22 years later, here we are. Fuck all. I was a musician, so I was basically just running around trying to bum gigs anywhere I could and pay the rent. When you have a good gig, there's nothing better than standing in front of a room full of people who've maybe had really bad days and maybe, aren't particularly happy, and being able to make them laugh. Bolt's Cafe in Adelaide, which sadly no longer exists. And I remember it vividly. It was the 25th of January, 1996. And I got conned into doing 5 minutes. And the minute I got my first laugh, I said, this is what I want to do. And I've been chasing it ever since. How much time have you got? I did a gig only a couple of weeks ago, actually, and it was a bowls club or an RSL club, and I don't think there was a person in the room who was under the age of like 60, and a lot of my material is about getting married and planning my wedding and everything like that, and I'm talking to people that have been married for like 35 years, and there was just absolutely no connection between me and the audience whatsoever. And I've got a tendency to beat myself up, if I don't think I've absolutely smashed a gig. But my wife basically spent the entire trip home soothing my ego and telling me, it's okay, it's okay. Unfortunately, he retired this week, but Billy Connolly's always been a massive influence. I love Ed Byrne from Ireland. He's great. But yeah, man, anyone that can make me laugh. When I could finally give up a day job and comedy paid for everything. And I remember sitting down one night in my house and looking around and realising that everything that was in my house had been paid for from comedy. There's not as many gigs as there once were, but I find that's with all live entertainment. And I think it's due to things like Netflix and YouTube. People don't have to go out to see live comedy anymore. They can just sit on the lounge. And, if you've got a family, going out is an ordeal. You've got to arrange babysitters, and then you've got to drive into the gig and all that sort of stuff. So, people prefer to, order a pizza and just whack on Netflix and have a quiet night home. The number one rule in comedy is don't use other people's material, ever. And two, if you're a support act or an opening act, stick to time. It's really easy to get carried away if you're having a good set and decide that you want to stay for more, but what you're doing is you're prolonging. I know as a headliner, hanging around to actually just get on stage, it's just frustrating. You just want to get on stage and get the job done and know that you've done a good job. So. And the other thing is if you go over time all the time, people just won't book you. So, yeah, stay in the spotlight, stick to time, and do your own material. I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it at the moment. I'm getting gigs on land, and I do a lot of cruise ships as well, so I get to travel the world. And, next year I'm going to Tahiti and Hawaii and LA and all that sort of stuff. So, that's really exciting. It certainly beats... doing open mic nights and driving halfway around the country for free. Cool. All right. Well, that's it from me. I hope maybe some of you have learnt something, or I hope some of you have watched it, to tell you the truth. If you want to find out where I'm going to be or what I'm going to do, you can hit me up on Steven J Whiteley Comedy on Facebook. You can also order my DVD there that was actually filmed here at the Sit Down Comedy Club, so you may recognise it. But other than that, stay cool, be kind to each other, and spread love, not fear.